Welcome to another Gaming Kitchen episode right here. So, an update, we're going to get patch 8. Patch 8 is going to come out soon, but patch 8 is not going to fix Stadium Builder. So, we are a month and a couple days into the release of MLB The Show 25 with a game mode that is not being fixed within the time being. Excuse my voice for a little bit here. It's a little bit hoarse. I'm recovering from being under the weather a little bit, but you know what? It probably adds a little bit of the fireside chat vibe for people. So, um, in between the last time that I made a video and this time that I'm sitting up here talking to you, the people within the stadium building community, ATG, whoever heareth my voice, if you must. Last time I was here, I was talking about the people in the forums, in the official forums, and the conflict of interest in regards to people communicating, people who complain about not hearing from SDS, and as soon as they hear from somebody, they ruin it with all this other stuff. So I have decided to make a second thread in the show forum, and it is the uniform error one. I'm going to post one more time in there, um, just to put down my errors, just to put down the stuff in which I came across, and then I'm just going to leave it alone because um, that's all I can do. We are now at the point where we have mods who are in vicinity of talking to the people who either program this stuff and develop this stuff. So, um, make a list, tag, I think Joey SDS there and all that, and move forth and do what you can do and leave it at that. What I'm not going to do anymore is waste my time with a vast majority of people in that group. I feel like a lot of people in that group are cool, but there is a few there that are like Star Wars fans. Okay, and I love Star Wars. But there's a small sect of negative Star Wars fans that rose up around the end of The Force Awakens to the end of The Last Jedi who just hate everything. I grew up with the prequels, and those people hated the prequels. And I learned something as I've gotten older that you have people who don't just go on to love something else, they just go on to hate something more. Okay? There are people in that show form, and you will see for yourself if you wish to go in there, who will, even though they see the main thread to post problems with Stadium Builder so everything can be streamlined, everything can be organized, and everything can be kept together, that will go in there and still deviate from that plan and still do things that are so counterintuitive that they just cannot get out of their own way. And that means either going back and forth with the mods there, posting conspiracy theories, posting all this type of stuff. And look, it is what it is. If you guys want Stadium Builder fixed, and this is to the people I'm talking to in the show forum, if you want Stadium Creator fixed, then you're going to go to that main thread and you're going to post in there. If you want to sit around and argue with a bunch of strangers who boast about their age and talk about they've been doing this before I was born and all that type of stuff, go ahead and do it. You're just wasting your time. Okay? So I'm going to do the uniform update thread there, and then I'm going to leave it. I'm going to put my stuff in there that I want to put in there, and I'm moving on with my life because I got other problems to deal with and other fish to fry. I'm getting old. I don't have time to argue with strangers that I'm never going to meet in real life. Okay? I'm here to get Stadium Creator fixed. All right? Whenever it's going to get fixed. It's almost May, and this thing hasn't been fixed. Been out for 30 days, whole month. It's been a full game, not a beta, not a demo, a full-on game that has been out for a month, to which some people can build stuff, other people can't. Some people can change stuff, some people can't. You have right here the 1,779,183, whatever that's been that way, and that's just the way it's been, and so on and so forth. So patch 8's going to come. It's not going to fix anything in Stadium Builder. That's that. SDS is going to come out with a new live video or new content thing. I don't know if it was today. I don't know if it's tomorrow. I frankly don't care. Um, Anything short of a public statement of either apologizing for releasing a game that is half baked or acknowledging that you're going to fix a mode or feature, as people try to correct me. I don't care what you call it. It's a part of the game, okay, that exists that does not work properly. If you don't acknowledge that, I have zero interest in watching your stuff. That goes to the creators, that goes to the developers, that goes to any of them. Failure to acknowledge your errors implies to me that you are not sincere about your mistakes, or you don't know how to properly take accountability and communicate your issues, both of which I find an issue with. Okay? All right? I should not, and I said this before, I'll say it again, I should not have to create threads and forums for grown adults to acknowledge that there's a problem with something and they're working on it. You have a YouTube channel, you have Twitter, you have Facebook. One of those posts in which you're posting about baseball cards and stuff like that, talk to a subsect of people in which you have alienated, be it intentional or unintentional, and tell them, we messed up, we're going to fix this, that's what we're going to do. Instead of moving in secrecy and not telling people like you're Dr. Frankenstein and you're trying to work on creating life. That's just it. If you want people to come back and buy your stuff, you have to convince them. So that's that. There's a second thing that I wanted to talk about, or a third thing I wanted to talk about, that has come across my attention as I have traversed the interwebs, as people say. um, in the past, I would say 2 or 3 days, there has been this mode that has come out, which is yet another one of these card heads playground modes like Diamond Quest, Diamond Dynasty, rack 'em up, rack 'em cards, and all this type of stuff. Stack 'em up, stack 'em, or whatever. And it's called the New Weekend Classic mode. And how the first outing of Weekend Classic mode has been quote unquote broken. Now, let me know where you guys have heard that word before. Broken. Um, there has been a lot of the I call them, I don't even call them Dynasty people. I call them baseball card heads. The the supporters of microtransactions to come, the supporters of card collecting, the Yu-Gi-Oh, Pokemon, gotta collect them all, gotta have them all crowd that resides on Facebook with the O face and all that type of stuff, who for a whole entire month told you, the buyer, the consumer, the gamer, that this game was perfect despite its flaws. Road to the Show was amazing. Franchise has new stuff in it. Go buy it, go buy it, go buy it. And they all were flown out to Arizona, and they all got T-shirts and autographed baseballs, and they spent video after mindless video trying to convince you that this game was perfect, despite the fact that there was a glaring issue. The commentary was glitched in this thing. The uniform errors persisted. That you literally have a single feature here. I guess now it's called feature. Let me correct and say feature. Named Stadium Creator that has been broken since March 14th, 12 o'clock a.m. in the morning. This mode has been broken for over 30 some days. Next week it'll be 40. Okay? Despite all that, now, in the November of their consciousness, have decided to announce that MLB The Show 25 new game mode is a disaster. All your content creators who were on the forefront to tell you to buy this game or to encourage you to get this game. All the ones who brag to you that they got baseball autographs with this game, that they got to take pictures with the baseball players when they were flown out to SDS and, show never before seen footage and images and all this type of stuff, are now starting to, for once this year, not like last year, but this year, show a certain disdain for SDS because they messed up their little card collecting mode, because they didn't like it. Because, like I said before, that fell on most deaf ears, that if you make a game that is glitched, that is problematic, that has bugs in one mode or one feature, then guess what? Your mode and or feature eventually is going to have problems as well. I said this in videos 30 days ago. I'm saying it 30 days later here. Actually, I might call this video Bought and Paid For Part 2, The Reckoning. You have right here a couple of MLB The Show gamers who obviously have picked a niche of stuff that's going to attract the 10-year-olds and the 16-year-olds who love taking mommy and daddy's credit card to go buy stubs and all that type of stuff. And obviously the avid, apathetic people who come out and talk about how much piece of crap Stadium Creator is and all those types. So in fact, I would like to go to one of these people who said and wrote on their thing that, oh no, you can't make Little League ballparks with max elevation. How dare SDS not drop everything and fix a dumb feature that shouldn't even be in the game, or at least should be locked to offline play? Parrot 280 with two T's, by the way, said that. And of course, what a fitting name, because he sounds just like every other person who says something that is copied and pasted. This is what those people think. I'm not going to say all, because I don't like throwing broad sweeping statements out there. This is what certain people who follow these types of people say. So now we are in this stage like we were last year, where now the card collecting community has an issue with the game. Now, all of a sudden, this same game that we have said had issues day one, the people who like building ballparks, they can't build ballparks, can't even port over their ballparks because the vault is all messed up. People who like playing franchise, that plays a bare bone franchise mode that is light years behind what previous editions of this game's mode was. People who have issues with Road to the Show, when you used to port over Road to the Show players and all that stuff that you can't do, and people who love online franchise, be able to port rosters they can't do, Sounds of the Show, and on and on and on. Those people don't matter. Because according to these types of people, now there's a problem with the game. Before, the game was perfect. It's a shame that this mode has created a blemish on what was seeming to be a perfect game before. Again, I don't know what game these people played. I don't know what game these flown out content creators were using. But I'm here to tell you, this game was not perfect before this mode came out. What happened was, you have a problem now that the problem that we had has come to your doorstep. And so now you must sound the alarm and notify the people that the British are coming, so that now you can talk about this game being broken. So now this game is broken. All of a sudden, your usual suspects who talk about nothing but baseball cards and this game's immaculate and MLB The Show 25 is one of the best MLB The Shows that's came out in a long time, and it's better than sliced bread and it's warmer than hot butter. Now all of a sudden it's broken. And I'm kind of shocked that SDS hasn't put quality into this. I'm kind of shocked that SDS hasn't said anything about this and came out and talked about it. You're really shocked, are you? You're shocked. Hmm? You're really shocked. KDJ TV. Really? You're shocked? Are you shocked that like none of your videos ever talked about Stadium Creator and the person capacity errors and the elevation errors and the vaults that are not open? That kind of impacts you because a lot of your Diamond Dynasty people love creating ballparks. They love doing that. I've seen some of your videos. You don't talk about it. The only thing you talk about is collecting cards, playing Diamond Dynasty, and now having a problem beating ranked people who are beneath you, but they're not beneath you because you don't want to say they're beneath you, but they are beneath you because they have lower ratings than you and higher ratings. So that's where we're at. Now you have a problem with the game. Now you have an issue with what SDS has created. When there has been opportunities for people in this entire community for a month ago to actually come out and speak on the errors that is wrong with this game. Because this game has had bugs since day one. Commentary has been off, it's been fixed since then. Uniforms had errors, it's been fixed since then. Stadiums have errors, they've still been having errors. None of this stuff has been fixed. And it's been numerous amounts of content creators that has come out and talked about this, but you guys have had no issues whatsoever. We go to um, we go to Gnomes the Legend, who in his title screen says, in his screenshot says, broken mode. And when I see him write broken mode, I'm like, wow, he's probably talking about Stadium Creator for once. No, he's talking about the same exact thing. He's talking about this weekend thing that is about racking up XP and playing ranked and getting baseball cards and collecting cards. So this stuff that gives you 7,000 subscribers, up to 700 some subscribers, so that you can get popular, get famous, move up the social ladder, because that is the niche that people find at MLB The Show that makes you shoot far in regards to getting subscribers and stuff. And so now they have a problem with it. Now SDS has a communication problem. Now they're not able to talk and communicate with stuff. Now they make a broken mode. I've been watching this game. I've been watching these content creators for ever because I like to be aware in the world that I live in. And not one time since before this mode screwed them over that I've heard them talk about broken and MLB The Show 25 in the same sentence until now. These people have had no issue, no issue whatsoever with this game until it comes to their doorstep and messes up their card collecting business and their game ranked mode stuff and all of that stuff. They've had no problem. Stadium Creator be damned. Franchise be damned. All this stuff be damned. Doesn't matter. That's your problem. I have fun. It's my game. It's my game mode. I love it. It's great. Yum, yum, yum. This is a great and awesome game. This has been the best game since sliced bread. Oh, wait, what's that? Oh, this glitch is coming back. I can't properly hit. Oh, my uniform logo is not transferring over. It's not transferring over when I get into the game. That's a problem that impacts me. Oh, that's an issue. Oh, now it's an issue. Welcome to the party. We have a lot of seats available. We have fine catering, luscious and delicious drinks, both adult and also soft drink beverages to suit your time. Hope you enjoy your stay. We've been here for 30 days. This is what I was talking about in my other videos in the past when I first started this, when I said, if you enjoy this game now, okay? If you enjoy this game now, that's fine. Enjoy it. If you enjoy this game and you are a part of the people who don't care about the other people's issues in this game, that's fine. Go about your business and do your thing. Just understand one simple thing, that if my mode is screwed up and has issues, your mode eventually will be screwed up and have issues. There is no way around it. When I sat up here and I went to Operation Sports Forums and I told people that this game is broken, they said, no, it's not broken. It works perfectly fine. It's perfectly good. And I said, you have a feature in this game that does not work. We're not talking about stuff you should be including in the game. We're talking the default feature that you put in this game does not work. And if it does, you have to daisy chain it. Therefore, it doesn't work. Okay? You have a vehicle that has a bad battery in it, and it gets you from point A to point B just as long as you don't turn it off. That's a vehicle problem. Just because it works, in quotes, doesn't mean it works. That's the problem we've been dealing with since March 14th. If you brought the game on a release date, March 18th, and have heard nothing officially from the head honchos at SDS about this. You have to get it from the forums, which means I had to go through a whole rabbit hole to communicate to people, to go past Alice in Wonderland, to go past the Top Hatter, and go meet people to actually get an answer from this. But now these people have a problem with the game because now their mode is impacted. This is something I talked about last year when the vast majority of people in that sect of MLB The Show ran off from MLB The Show 24 and started playing different games and forsaking their YouTube accounts and playing NCAA football and all this type of stuff to try and keep followers around and go, which was weird, but whatever. To understand one simple thing, that we are all in this together. If the game doesn't work for me, it doesn't work for you. Because when you sit up here and you have glaring issues in a game that has major bugs that are prohibiting you from enjoying the aspect of the game itself, its features, its modes, whatever you want to call it, it is prohibiting you from enjoying the game you brought money with. And let this be a lesson to people. Not that I'm here to enforce lessons, but just trying to be the little voice of reason to whoever wants to hear this. This right here that's happening, it's not happening by accident. It's happening because this is what happens when content creators have a medium to speak the truth, be honest, be forthright, not be bought and paid for, not to be flown out and given cards and greetings and handshakes and free cupcakes and all that type of stuff. And then your job is to sit up here and talk about how good the game is when everybody who's talking and trying to complain to you and say there's something wrong here, and you guys just ignore it because it works for you. This is why it is important to maintain your integrity. If you're going to get into this stuff, it's the same thing I say about Madden. If you are a person who broadcasts Madden, if you're the type of person who sits up here and brags about blowing $500 on stub cards and all this type of stuff because you're itching to be a person in the spotlight here, that's fine, that's great. But you need to hold SDS accountable for what they do. It's your job because, number one, you have way more followers, you have way more subscribers, you get a far reach than what other people do. Therefore, it's your responsibility, if you're going to get into this field, to have some sort of integrity to say, listen, I like this game for Diamond Dynasty, and that's pretty cool, and this works right now. But there is an issue glaring in this game where there are features that don't work. And you guys need to get on it and fix it. Because if you don't fix it, guess what? There's going to be other bugs in this game that are not going to be fixed. And just as how SDS deals with Stadium Creator, where you don't hear anything and it's mum's the word and it's smoke signals and secret agents moving underground and having to talk to, mods and all that type of stuff, that's how they'll deal with your issue too. Only a fool would sit up here and praise this game for all its perfections And it's been such a great game. And it's unblemished until this happened. And truly believe that. It's been perfect for you because your head's in the clouds. That is an issue, not just with games, that is an issue with our society. That is an issue with people in multiple aspects of their lives. This individualistic way of thinking that your issue is your issue, even though you live 10 minutes away from me, and it'll never come and impact my life because I live where I live and you live where you live. And I'm just trying to get up and do my thing. And if it happens, it happens until it happens to you. And when it happens to you and it comes to your doorstep, now there's a problem. No, there's always been a problem. You just decided to finally wake up and pay attention. This is what they do. This is what happens. This is what you call a pattern. When you play a game with a mode that does not work or a feature that does not work, the game itself is broken. Not my feature, not your feature. If Diamond Dynasty doesn't work on day one, you have to ask yourself this question. The negligence that went into that mode not working properly for a game that costs 150 some dollars, 200, 300, depending on where you get it from, what does that mean for my mode? What does that mean for my features? Does that mean my features are great and they just neglected yours? No, that means they screwed up on yours too. It's just a matter of time. Because if they patch it and they didn't take care of the base problems, then that means those problems are finally going to come ahead. And I said that this was going to happen 30 some days ago. 30 days later, look at what's happening. And look at what community now is coming out complaining about the game, like I said they would. No one ever learns the lesson. No one learns the lesson. No one understands how symbiotically connected everyone is in this whole sphere. It was the same thing about Madden. No one understands how connected everything is. Everybody cares about what will give them followers, give them subscribers, give them money, give them promote it, make them look good, make them move good, make them do everything. But see, when my mode doesn't work and I miss out on videos and I miss out on followers and I miss out on subscriptions, guess what? Eventually, you're going to miss out on followers and you're going to miss out on videos. You're going to miss out on subscriptions. It's just how it works. If you live in an apartment complex, and you do when everybody plays the same game, if I have a rodent and pest problem in my apartment complex, eventually, if not already, you will have one in yours. So it's not just my problem that I'm dealing with mice. Oh, no, no, no. You have a problem too. It just seems today you don't have one. This is why it's important to tell the truth. This is why it's important to have integrity. This is why it's important to not skirt the issues. It's important to sit up there and tell the truth and keep integrity and move with that. Because when the time comes for issues to happen, all the pat on the backs and all the sugarcoating that all these YouTubers do, when they get flown out and they come back and talk about how awesome the game is and all this type of stuff, they are the first ones to make a video and go from, wow, STS outdid themselves. STS is moving in the right direction. STS gets MLB The Show gets a 9 out of 10, gets a 10 out of 10. All this IGN, all this crap that happens. They're the first ones to come back and say, my mode is broken. STS, this is so stupid what you guys do. I'm not trying to ruffle no feathers, but come on, this is immature. This doesn't make any sense. How in the world could you release this mode being as glitched as it is? Sound familiar? What happened to patting on the back? What happened to, oh, this game is great. This is the best version of MLB The Show I've ever played. I love the way the bat swings, and I love the way this works, and I love the way that is. The tone changes, doesn't it? This has been a problem since I don't know when it comes to sports games, when it comes to most games in general. that you have all these communities of people that will sit around and they will all act like your issue's your issue, my issue's my issue, and whatever happens, happens. I'm going to buy my cards. I'm going to buy my stubs. I'm going to play my cards. I'm going to level up, and I'm just going to put my headphones on and close the world around me. Like the dog in that picture that says, "This is fine," and there's fire around him. This is what they do. And then when the issues come, they're the first ones you hear from. So that's where everything's at right now. Uh, 8 patches, it's been 30 days, 8 patches to fix up a perfect game with one blemish. One blemish. They said that's how out of touch these people are when they make their YouTube accounts and want to appeal to certain audiences of people. This is what they say: one blemish. One blemish. Content issues, uh, modes missing, one major issue where there's a huge glitch preventing people from accessing their vaults and stuff. One blemish. That one blemish is a mode that you like, that you play, that you get your cards from, that you play. Gotcha. Right. The comedy writes itself if you sit back long enough and you study everything and you look at everything. So that's that. That's where everything's at. This mode still is not fixed. Um, Hoping it is for their sake, because in all honesty, I don't know if it is, in my honest opinion, um, feasible or plausible that you have a mode that honestly is not working, or a feature that's not working on something that you purchased. Because that to me is kind of like the same thing when you buy a car and the tires don't work or the radio doesn't work or anything like that. So I hope they're working on it, because it wouldn't make any sense to have a game where the mode is broken or a feature's broken all year long and it doesn't get fixed. That's when you start getting into a different category of litigical sources. I will check you guys next time. Take it easy.